Moonshiners Lance Waldroup died last February. Lance and his father Jeff both starred on the show from the second season until the seventh. Lance was one of the youngest members of the show's cast, so it was surprising when he died. At the time, TMZ reported that Lance's mother found him unconscious in his bed. Graham County Sheriff's deputies responded to the home and pronounced him dead. At the time, his family said he went outside to smoke, came back in and played video games, and then went to bed, where he never woke up at the time. His family said the death was unexpected. His family set up a GoFundMe to raise money to help after his death. It raised $15,706 from fans. TMZ reports that Lance Waldroup died from congestive heart failure. The autopsy report also showed cardiomyopathy, which makes it hard for a heart to pump blood. The report also listed morbid obesity as a contributing factor. Lance, 30, weighed 580 pounds. The medical examiner also reported that the Moonshiners star had a history of high blood pressure. There was prescription medication used to treat opioid addiction in his bedroom. But narcotics had nothing to do with his cause of death, according to the report. Discovery wrote, "We are saddened to hear about the loss of Lance Waldroup, an adventurous distiller who was featured alongside his father throughout the early seasons of Moonshiners. He will be sorely missed." Lance was on several seasons of the show, as he and his father were bootleggers out of North Carolina. He was the youngest and one of the least experienced Moonshiners on the series. He often went to his father to help guide his decisions. According to the family, Lance had survivor's guilt, as his sister died when she was 11 and his brother died when he was 20. This led to addiction problems, and his family said he suffered from suicidal thoughts. His sister Lindsay had cystic fibrosis, and she passed away when she was 11. His brother Lamar also had cystic fibrosis and had to have a lung transplant. Lamar lived for 1.5 years with the lung transplant and passed away when he was 20. Lance and Jeff left the Moonshiners show, and Jeff went back to his other career full-time. At the time of Lance's death, Jeff was out of work due to the pandemic shutting down businesses. Moonshiners airs on Wednesday nights on Discovery. Moonshiners Lance Waldroup cause of death revealed. A tragic end to a life in the shadows. Lance Waldroup, a beloved star of the hit reality TV series Moonshiners, tragically passed away at the age of 30 in February 2021. His death left fans and fellow Moonshiners devastated, as he was known for his undeniable charisma, unique personality, and deep passion for the Appalachian craft of illegal moonshine making. Over the years, he had become a fan favorite on the show, captivating audiences with his daring exploits, loyalty to family, and his ambitious goals of carrying on the family tradition of moonshining. However, in the aftermath of his untimely death, many questions arose surrounding the cause of his passing, leading to an emotional and complex revelation that would forever change how the world remembered him. The moonshiner who captured hearts, Lance Waldroup, was not just a reality TV star. He was a symbol of the Appalachian way of life. Born and raised in the hills of North Carolina, he grew up in a family with a long tradition of making moonshine. His father, who had learned the craft from his own father, taught Lance the ins and outs of moonshining from an early age. For Waldroup, moonshining wasn't just a business, it was a way of life, a connection to his heritage, and a rebellion against the establishment that had long targeted those in the Appalachian region. Lance took pride in his roots, and fans of Moonshiners admired his authenticity and dedication to the craft. Lance first appeared on Moonshiners in 2011, alongside his father, Jeff Waldroup. The show followed the lives of individuals in the Appalachian region who produced illicit moonshine in an effort to maintain their livelihoods in an area where legal employment opportunities were limited. The program gave viewers a behind-the-scenes look at the dangerous and thrilling world of moonshining, as well as the unique culture of the Appalachian Mountains. Lance, with his youthful energy, adventurous spirit, and deep love for his family, quickly became a fan favorite. Throughout his time on the show, Lance became known for his bold approach to moonshining. He wasn't afraid to take risks, whether it was making larger batches of liquor or experimenting with different flavors. He was always eager to prove his skills, which made for compelling television. But it wasn't just his expertise in the craft that endeared him to fans. Lance's love for his family and community resonated deeply with viewers. He was a young man balancing tradition and innovation, and his genuine nature made him a relatable and likable figure. The shocking news of his death in February 2021 by the news of Lance Waldroup's tragic death. Fans were stunned and heartbroken to hear that the 30-year-old had passed away unexpectedly. The news came as a shock, as Lance was known for his infectious energy and vibrant personality. He was at the peak of his career on Moonshiners, and his future seemed full of potential. He had an undeniable charm that had the ability to light up any room, and it seemed as though he had a bright future ahead of him. The exact circumstances surrounding his death remained unclear at first, which only heightened the mystery. Fans immediately flooded social media with tributes to the young moonshiner, expressing their shock and sorrow. "We lost a real one fan wrote. Lance brought so much joy to so many. His family must be devastated." Fellow cast members of Moonshiners also shared their grief, remembering Lance as a hardworking, kind-hearted, and talented individual who always put his family first. A slow reveal. The cause of death. As the days passed after Lance's passing, questions about his cause of death loomed large. Fans and the media were eager to know what had happened to such a promising young man. On March 9, 2021, the cause of death was officially revealed. Lance Waldroup had died from a combination of heart failure and complications related to obesity. The revelation left many stunned, as the cause was far from what most had expected. The Waldroup family confirmed the details through a statement, asking for privacy during such a difficult time while also expressing their gratitude for the support from fans and the community. Heart failure and obesity were factors that, in hindsight, made sense, but the news still felt like a devastating blow to those who had followed Lance's life. He had been open about his struggles with weight and had spoken in the past about his desire to live a healthier lifestyle. He had worked hard to overcome certain personal challenges, but like many people in the world of reality TV, the pressure of fame, work, and personal struggles sometimes proved too much. The combination of heart disease and obesity, unfortunately, is all too common in a society where health issues related to weight are often overlooked until it's too late. Lance's struggles. Behind the scenes, how Lance's struggles with his weight and health had been mentioned on the show and in interviews. Many fans were unaware of the extent to which they affected his life. Like many reality TV stars, Lance's life was under constant scrutiny, and while viewers saw him as a fearless and determined moonshiner, the pressures of fame and the difficulty of maintaining a public persona weighed heavily on him behind the scenes. Obesity has long been a challenge for people living in rural areas like the Appalachian region, where access to health care and healthy food can be limited. Additionally, the physically demanding nature of moonshining, the long hours, intense heat, and hard labor can sometimes exacerbate health problems. In the case of Lance, this combination of factors seemed to contribute to the underlying health issues that ultimately led to his death. While he had tried to take steps toward improving his health, it wasn't enough to prevent the tragic outcome. Lance's struggles were not solely related to his physical health, however. Like many individuals in the public eye, he faced the emotional toll of fame, constantly trying to balance personal life with the demands of a reality TV show. While Moonshiners gave him the opportunity to showcase his craft and build a following, it also placed him under intense pressure to perform and maintain a certain image for his fans. The emotional stress of these demands was something that many fans did not fully understand, as Lance remained a positive and upbeat figure on screen. The legacy of Lance Waldroup. In the wake of Lance Waldroup's passing, many of his fans, friends, and colleagues took time to reflect on the legacy he left behind. Despite his young age, Lance made an indelible impact on the moonshining community and reality TV industry. His work on Moonshiners highlighted the importance of tradition, family, and perseverance. For many, Lance was more than just a character on TV. He represented a way of life that was rapidly disappearing. The Waldroup family's moonshine recipes, passed down through generations, were a connection to a time and place that many people cherished. Lance's untimely death also served as a reminder of the importance of mental and physical health. It prompted many of his fans to re-examine their own well-being and consider the pressures that reality stars and public figures face behind closed doors. The outpouring of support following his passing reflected the deep affection people had for him, both as a person and as a representative of a culture that resonated with many. In the end, Lance Waldroup's life was far too short, but his legacy will live on through the memories of those who knew him and the fans.